Okay, question number 2 says when you mix 2 colors of paint in equivalent ratios, the resulting color is always the same. Complete the table as you answer the questions. So right now, I know that 2 cups of blue paint and 10 cups of yellow paint mix to make a good green color. This is one of those problems where it might be easy to look at the table and notice that I can multiply 2 times 5 to get 10. So that 5 is our constant of proportionality. That tells us that we can take 1 times 5 and we're going to get 5. So question number 1, how many cups of yellow paint should you mix with 1 cup of blue paint to make the same shade of green? So I should mix 5 cups of yellow. And then just like in class, it says make a new pair of numbers that would make the same shade of green. Explain how you know they would be the same shade. So this is just like what we did. So any pair of numbers that you can pick, I'm just going to go a little crazy and say, what if I pick 10 cups of blue, multiply that by 5, and we're going to get 50. So I have 10 to 50 is an equivalent ratio. Because I multiplied both by 5. What is the proportional relationship represented by this table? So that's just asking us, what are we comparing here? So we didn't necessarily talk about this in class, but when we're asked about the relationship, we're saying that cups of yellow paint is proportional to the cups of blue paint. And then the last question says, sorry, that might have been off the screen a little bit. Last question says, what is the constant of proportionality? Remember that that's that pattern number that we found. We could see 2 times 5 gave me 10. Anytime you're unsure what that is, remember you can divide. 10 divided by 2 gave us that number 5. So the constant of proportionality is 5. And when we're explaining what it represents, that means add the unit. So 5 cups of yellow paint per 1 cup of blue paint. Always how the right changes to 1 unit change in the left. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and answer question 3. May is filling her fish tank. Water flows into the tank at a constant rate. Complete the table as you answer the questions. How many gallons of water will be in the fish tank after 3 minutes? So I'm looking here, I can see minutes and water. This isn't easy like that one before where I could recognize 2 to 10 means I'm multiplying by 5. So anytime we have these harder problems, remember our method to finding the constant of proportionality, or the K value, is to divide. So I'm going to go ahead and do 0.8 divided by 0.5. And when we divide that out, we are more than welcome to use our calculator, although I have been impressed with some of our works with fractions, some of you guys, but we're just going to do 0.8 divided by 0.5, and we get 1.6. So add in the unit, so it's always right to left, so 1.6 gallons per minute. So now I'm going to use that to fill in the table. Multiply times 1.6 gives me 1.6. 3 times 1.6 is 4.8. And then remember, when we're moving backwards, the opposite of multiplication is division. So just go back to where we started. We're going to do 40 divided by 1.6, and we get 25. Now I'm going to go in and answer the questions. How many gallons of water will be in the fish tank after 3 minutes? I found that out right here. We have 4.8 gallons, and I'm going to let my math work over on the side explain my reasoning. Whoa. Next question says, how long will it take the tank? How long will it take to fill the tank with 40 gallons of water? That's also in my table. So I have 25 minutes. Always make sure you're using your units. And then what is the constant of proportionality? Since I did that work up here with the unit, I don't even have too much to do here. I'm just going to bring it down. 1.6 gallons per minute. You always want that unit whatever you're explaining what your constant of proportionality is. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and answer question number 4. Based on her recipe, Elena knows that 5 servings of granola have 1,750 calories. If she eats 2 servings of granola, how many calories does she eat? So this problem might seem a little bit more difficult because there's not a table yet, but you are more than welcome to go ahead and start out by writing a column or a table. So what am I comparing here? Servings to calories. So even if one's not given to us, we can just draw one in so we can go ahead and answer all of the problems the same way. So this sentence tells me where I can start my table. 5 servings for 1,750 calories. So 5, 1,750. If she eats 2 servings of granola, how many calories does she eat? So I'm going to need to put a 2 here to figure out that number. If she wants to eat 175 calories, how many servings? So I'm going to have 175 here. So now I can start doing that work. Remember, first step is to find your constant of proportionality. Might not always be easy, but you can find that. And we're using K. K stands for constant of proportionality. Previously, I've been using COP, but to be more mathematical, we're transitioning that to use the K value. So K is equal to, take a number on the right, 1,750 calories divided by 5 servings. And again, use your calculator. You can use your phone calculator, type it into Google, ask Alexa, ask Siri. 1,750 divided by 5 gives me, oh my goodness. Sorry, I keep doing that. 350 calories per serving. But be careful, we didn't answer the question yet. All I did was find my constant of proportionality. Now I need to go ahead and multiply that through. So 2 times 350, 700. So if she eats how many calories? She has 700 calories. If she wants 175, I'm going backwards, so I'm going to divide by 350. So 175 divided by 350 gives me 0.5. So she has a half serving. And then my last question, write an equation to represent the relationship. So that's where we have to start thinking about our variables. So what letter do we want to use to represent servings? We can use the letter S. What letter do we want to use to represent calories? We can use the letter C. So then the equation is just asking us to explain what is the pattern happening here. Okay, so if we think about that in terms of words first, we found the calories. So always start with the right side. So we found the calories by taking 350 times your numbers of servings. That's always the format of your equation. Okay, it's always going to fall in this y equal to kx type pattern, where y is the variable on the right side, k is your constant of proportionality, and x is whatever is happening on the left side. So I have calories is equal to 350 times servings. So your equation just means shorten all that. I don't want to use all of those words and all of those letters. I'm going to use the letter C for calories. 350 is my constant of proportionality, and I'm going to use the letter S. And then to finish up with question 5, Kyle traveled 568 miles in 8 hours. How many miles did he travel in 1 hour? So I have 568 miles in 8 hours. I need to figure out in 1 hour where to go. So think about scale factors. We're dividing by 8, so that just means take 568 divided by 8, and we get 71 miles. So he's traveling at 70, oh my goodness. He's traveling at 71 miles per hour.